You guys have been calling girls easy for like, I don't know, decades, but I'm here to prove to you that men are in fact the easier ones. This isn't meant as an insult, by the way. This is just a fact. Put this into perspective for you. Okay, let's say a girl is at a bar, right? If she stands up on a table and goes, "Who wants to come home with me?" There's gonna be a line. No matter how attractive or unattractive she is, people are still gonna want to go home with her. A girl can take home 7 to 10 plus guys from a bar if she wanted to. If a guy, no matter how attractive or unattractive he is, was at a bar, stood up on a table and goes, "Who wants to come home with me?" He's getting kicked out. He's getting dirty looks. People are gonna be like, "Who is this psycho?" A guy is lucky if he can bring home one girl from a bar after a night out. A girl can bring home one, come back, bring home another, come back, bring home another, a whole rotation if she wanted to. Men are easier. I emphasize, like, I'm not even trying to say this to be insulting. Like, this is just straight up how it is. So please don't come in here and try and be offended, because you can't really be offended over a fact. Like, I don't care how much this upsets you, you cannot deny that I'm correct.
And yet it's still so interesting, gentlemen, that we have all of these single women out here complaining that they can't find a good man, or I can't find a relationship, guys. You know, a lot of these women, guys, they're out here, they're dating dudes, and they're shopping out of their price range, okay? There'd be plenty of men willing and able to give them a relationship, but they want that one guy that's out of reach, right? They want that one guy that doesn't give them attention, that one guy that has a lot of money and is really tall, crap like this. So whenever a girl comes along and says, you know, "I'm not single by choice," it is an absolute joke, guys. Right? If you just compare Tinder statistics, men have dating way, way, way more hard than these women, guys, and yet they still find a way to complain. But what is going on, gentlemen? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going over some TikToks that you gentlemen have sent into the show. And one of the ones, excuse me, that I wanted to show you right here, this is the exact same woman that we played a second ago, guys, in the previous clip, okay? And what you'll notice, guys, about social media in general is it really just boils down to attention, right? How much attention can I get? So whenever girls are out here saying, you know, I'm struggling to find a relationship, I'm struggling to find a man and stuff like that, a lot of them, guys, they jump on social media and they do these cry-outs simply because they want attention. They could find a man, right? They could get a relationship, okay? But they don't want the relationship with that guy who is out there giving them everything. So, guys, without further ado, we're going to continue with today's TikToks and have a listen to what some of these people say. And these are some fantastic reasons as to why men have stopped dating altogether. Now, you may recognize this woman from a couple of episodes together ago, excuse me. And if you do recognize her, guys, I'd just like to apologize for what we are about to endure together. So let's crack on with the video.
One thing I know about dusty men is that they love to pay for everything in the beginning. And then when they think their job is done because you're being nice to them, you're allowing them to all over you, then they think, "Oh, I don't have to pay no more."
You notice, guys, how a lot of these modern women, they seem to position men as nothing more than wallets. Okay, this is why if you're a dude and you're out here leading with money and stuff like that, guys, it's gonna suck so badly for you. Okay, because there are girls out here who will treat you as a target. Right? If you're an older dude, a more successful guy, maybe you've been running your business for quite some time, or you know, you've just come into some money or something like that, you will be a target for a lot of these girls, guys, who will treat you as simply free food. Right? So, you know, if you're out there dating, guys, like if you're one of the men who are watching this who are choosing to date, I know we've got a bunch of different guys, some of you here don't date at all, but if you're out there choosing to date, guys, please be very careful with your time, because a lot of these girls will simply use you for your money, for your free food dates and stuff like that. So just be very careful about that.
The dates start off by telling you, "Oh, you can get anything you want from here. Order whatever you like," to, "Can you only order one thing today?" He might even try to tell you that he can't afford to date you, or that the dates are getting expensive. He might try to demote you to Netflix and chill dates. They might even ask you to pay.
Yeah, God forbid, right, that you have to pay your fair share. Okay, I hear a lot of this talk, guys, about equality, equality, equality. Pretty much every social media app, guys, pushes this narrative of, you know, everybody's equal. Certainly seems to me that the men are treated as below equal. Right, we're expected to go out here, we're expected to pay for these girls, we're expected to, you know, roll out our jacket over the puddle or whatever the hell, right? Come along, help these girls out with their situations, which, by the way, they put themselves in, okay? And we just get treated as what? Guys, I want you to notice as well, if you're a dude and you're out here doing all of these things for girls, like, you know, oh, she's got an issue with you, so you just want to go out there and solve it, like, how can I make her happy? Guys, feel free to take note of just how poorly these girls treat men who actually come in and solve their problems. right? They treat you as disposable. Okay, they'll treat you as a dude that they can, they will treat you so awfully and without remorse, guys. Right? This is why it's so hurtful for a lot of men, right? Because a lot of men are being taught, you know what, go out there, do everything right, show her that you care, whatever the case may be. And then the more men actually do that, the more you get treated like crap, right? This is why a lot of men just don't listen anymore. Like, and you can't blame them, right? We got dudes over here who watch this channel, man, who are married. We got dudes over here who are not going to touch marriage with a 10-foot pole, which I would recommend, right? We got dudes over here who don't date, who do date. But if the guys who are choosing not to date, right, and the ones who don't want to go out here and date you, you can't blame them, right? Because videos like this, guys, are everywhere, right? How can you blame men for wanting to walk away from dating? It really is a joke.
Well, if he can switch up, so can I. I consider guys like this to be catfishes with their finances. Run like the wind. Leave that man with his credit card debt and his financial love-bombing self. Dump him. If you want to be nice, you can give him one last week to call you his girlfriend. But then dump him.
What an absolute joke, gentlemen, right? And here's the thing I want to point out in there as well. Notice how she said demoted to Netflix and chill girl. Right? Girls have this kind of ranking system, gentlemen, where basically they say, oh, well, okay, if a guy treats me like, basically what they do, guys, is they take the amount of investment that you put into them and they say, okay, that's how much I'm worth now. So, for example, if she's got a lot of guys simping under her, going, you slay queen, you're so beautiful and stuff like that, it adds to her ego and she goes, oh, well, I'm entitled to this now. Right, I've got so many dudes crying over me, then that means that the next guy has to do all of these things for me. No, it really doesn't. Just because you got a lot of social media attention does not mean people owe you anything. Okay, and this is where a lot of girls get confused, gentlemen, because they get treated like princesses their entire life. They get treated like queens. They never get told the word no. And then they rock around to a guy who says no to them, and all of a sudden it's either they're offended or they're attracted to him. And they're like, why do I keep chasing the bad boys? Right? And usually the difference between those two things, by the way, gentlemen, is how physically attractive you are. You'll notice, guys, that for a lot of these girls out here, like this woman right here, you will get two different variants of people like this, depending on how attractive you are. Right? You'll get the soft little kitten thing that's super nice to you if you're attractive and you're tall, okay, and if you're her type. And if you're not that, well, you'll get the, I expect this, and this, and the list will go on, right? And you'll get the awful attitude end of the stick. But let's continue into today's next TikTok and see what we have here. Okay, so this one is muted. Right, because it's got music playing over it. But I want to show you guys this one right here. Maybe I'll have to pull up actually this screen instead. So here we have a woman, and she lives in like a caravan thing, and she's going to explain her process to us of what she did today. So let's take a look here. So as you can see, she looks in the fridge. She's got no food, right? She has no money. And she sits down and she goes on Tinder and swipes right on everyone. So basically she's accepting everybody. And now she's on her way to get a free dinner, right? So she had nothing in the fridge. She had no money. She did some swiping. And now she's on her way to use a guy for free food. And that's that, right? And this has a part 2 to it, which I'll show you guys in a second. And I'm also going to show you, gentlemen, the most shocking part about this video, which is the comments that are left below it. Okay, but continuing into part 2 here, guys, this is her on her way to get free dinner, and the comment down here says, but what if he's one of those I forgot my wallet kind of guys? So let's jump in. She's on her way to get free dinner. She's driving. She's putting on her lipstick. She's sitting. He says, I'm sorry, I forgot my wallet. So she finishes her meal. And then she leaves after saying that she was going to the restroom. Now, guys, you might look at this and you might say, okay, well, this is just one video on TikTok, right? Surely there's nothing really to think about it. It's just a girl, being an a-hole, essentially. Well, what I wanted to show you, gentlemen, was the comments of this video, okay? I'm going to pull these up, and hopefully I pull up the right one. I got a ton of comments right here. But let's take a look at this, okay? If I can pull up the right damn screen here. We have here some, and ignore the little tag down the bottom, we have some screenshots here of what was under that particular video, okay? Not gonna lie, Tinder was my college meal plan with 29.8 thousand likes on it. And the creator says back, ha ha ha, that made me laugh so much, Lamau. Yeah, because just using guys for free meals and taking their money is funny, right? Next one here says, I did this once and accidentally ended up marrying him. Be careful out there, ladies. Right, guys, look at this. 30,000 people are laughing at the idea of just using men for free money and free food and free attention, right? 30,000 people on that one comment alone. Right? When people come across these videos and they're like, you know what, you guys out here, you're just being paranoid, right? You should go out and you should take these girls on dates. You should pay for all their crap. Here we have 30,000 people laughing at the idea of using Tinder as a meal plan, aka using men as a meal plan. Okay, and what we're supposed to just go, you know what, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to pay for all these girls' stuff, and we're just going to go from there. That's not how it works. Okay, that will not be happening. But guys, I wanted to take a pause on today's show and just say a quick thank you. If you guys didn't know, my artist, my character obviously is done by an artist. His name is the Gecko Ninja, guys. If you didn't know, behind the scenes, he's been working really hard on thumbnails, and he's also the person that designed my character and made it possible, gentlemen. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to him. His tag is there, the Gecko Ninja. If you guys want your own characters made or anything like that, he's open to commissions. He does just a warning, he does a lot of NSFW artwork. But guys, if you're interested in having your own artwork done, be sure to go and check him out, guys. And I don't thank him nearly enough. He's the person that does all the thumbnail art and stuff like that. And he's put in a lot of work behind the scenes. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you to him. And guys, just a reminder, he's in my every video description if you'd like to go out and grab a character of your own as well. But I just wanted to give him a bit of a shout out there. Because without him, the show really wouldn't be possible. But guys, we're going to be jumping into today's next TikTok, and here we once again have a woman trying to be funny. So let's see what this girl has to say.
I'm going to be controversial yet brave right now. If you're a man and you're posting these little thirst trap TikToks, shirtless, in the mirror, lip syncing, caption, why don't I have a girlfriend? Put that phone down. Give me that damn phone. Put that phone in my hand. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're a grown man on this day. And I've been personally affected by this. I've shared maybe 2 messages with this one guy on Hinge. We were not really hitting it off, but doesn't matter. Guess who's a little thirst trapperina? Showed up my For You pagina. Alright? Guess who was blocked swiftly afterwards? Him. All the girls in the comments, oh my god, you're so hot. Him being like, but would you date me? No! We wouldn't date you. Listen, I've definitely commented a couple barking emojis on these types of videos, but we don't mean it. We're just joking.
And here I thought, guys, we were all about body positivity over here, right? Treating people, letting people post what they want of themselves, because it's all about self-confidence and stuff like that. But here we have a woman making fun of men for being out there posting, you know, thirst traps of themselves, looking attractive, at least to themselves, right? And we got girls out here laughing and trying to shame dudes, which, by the way, if you guys don't remember at the beginning of the show, I'll show you the exact TikTok that I pulled up right here. And you know, this is perfectly fine, guys. Like, she's obviously just doing it for herself. She's not doing it for attention at all. But it's a problem when the men do it. Okay, it's an issue when the guys do it. And I wanted to point out as well, right at the end, how the girl said that, you know what, sometimes I go through these and I put barking emojis or whatever the case may be on them, but I don't really mean it. Guys, you've got to be very careful, because when girls like give compliments and stuff like that, honestly, what they say doesn't mean a whole lot, guys. Like, you will have girls who, if you're a dude and you believe this kind of crap and you go out here and you pay for dates and, you know, you get them flowers and whatever the case may be. Excuse me if you can just hear the giant amounts of construction outside right now, by the way. But if you're a guy and you go out there and you do all of those things for her, be prepared to be laughed at in a group chat, right? Like, she'll sit there and she'll say, oh, thank you. She might not even say thank you, but, you know, if she says thank you, don't think for a moment that there's not a distinct possibility that you're being mentioned in a group chat, right? Like, oh, look what I got over here, or look what I got over here, or this guy just bought me dinner, Lamau. And then she'll still go off to that guy that she's actually attracted to, because there is a huge difference between, you know, how women treat men in general and how women treat the dudes that they're actually attracted to, guys. An absolutely huge difference. And one of the ways, guys, you've got to be careful is just the words that they say. Okay, I would really be hesitant in the year 2021 going around and believing what these girls have to say. And speaking of believing what girls have to say, gentlemen, I want to show you this particular article, which I thought was hilarious. Now, you may recognize these words right here, FDS. This is a subreddit that we constantly go over on the channel, guys, because quite frankly, it has a ton of content for the show. But this is basically a group of women who, I mean, you're welcome to go and find for yourselves, guys, and just see what kind of stuff they post online to the internet. But they are not huge fans of men, shall we put it. And basically, they boil men down to wallets as well. So this is an article I found, which surprisingly actually calls them out, because normally mainstream media and stuff like that are certainly on the side of them. But let's just take a read and see what they have to say, guys. And this goes hand in hand with why a lot of guys are refusing to date, because crap like this is so rampant in 2021, and it bleeds into the attitudes of what men have to deal with. Right, girls will be out here thinking that they're deserving of everything under the sun, and when they get told no, they lose their crap over it. Anyone who tells you that men can't handle rejection, at least in contrast to women, have never seen a woman get rejected before, guys. So let's crack into this article here. And see what it has to say. FDS was founded in 2019 in reaction to RP Rights female-only forum, by the way, to help women enter relationships that truly benefit them, puts men into low-value and high-value categories based on characteristics, claims men who are mentally ill or are not financially secure should be avoided, right? We've all heard this one, guys, like if you can't afford a date, he shouldn't be dating you. An online forum for women created to tackle misogyny and offer dating advice has come under fire for echoing I-cell culture by scrutinizing and ridiculing men. Founded in the US in 2019 by a quote-unquote collective of anonymous women from all walks of life, the FDS is a website and online community claiming to help women enter relationships that truly benefit them. That has since become a global phenomenon. Guys, let's talk about that for a second, okay? Relationships that benefit women. Relationships benefit women by default, guys. Anyone who tries to tell you that marriage, and my background is stopped here, anyone who tries to tell you that marriage does not benefit women is out of their damn minds, okay? Relationships are essentially a security provision for women, gentlemen. You think that these girls are going out here and they're dating dudes who are poor, right, who earn less money than them? Right, by dating, what I mean, guys, is when they come along and they select that guy for marriage, they are not selecting the same characteristics in the guy that they're choosing to marry as the guy that they're sleeping with in their 20s. Right, there is a huge difference between the type of men that she will select when she's looking for security and when she's looking for a long-term relationship. This is why, gentlemen, girls in their 20s, don't they seem to always be single? Right? Isn't that super weird? Like, for those of you guys who have dating apps, Tinder, whatever the case may be, you'll ever notice how you'll see that one girl over and over again, right? Or you'll always see the same girls out on town, out in the clubs, and they just never seem to have a man, guys. Even the quote-unquote good girls, they'll be out there in 6-month cycles, right? This is why, like, this is one of the things I've been kind of toiling over in my head, guys, right? I hear a lot of dudes say, dating apps are just terrible. You're only going to find terrible quality women there, and there's a very large amount of truth to that, right? Dating apps just being for trash, essentially, right? But you've also got to think, guys. What percentage of women in general have been on Tinder in their life? Right? It would be a very, very damn high percentage, and this is why, guys, when we talk about unicorns and she's different, right? She's the one who doesn't act like all the rest of the girls. Yeah, okay, right. But let's continue with this post here and see what it has to say. Core beliefs include that most men are not men of value to women, that a man's role is to be the pursuer, men must invest in you before you allow them to have bedroom fun with you, and that it's not acceptable to date a financially challenged man. FDS labels unsuitable men, this term, which I'm not sure that I can say, claims men with personality disorders or small P words should be avoided, while women should never move in with a man before marriage or have bedroom fun on the first date. And guys, you might be reading that and going, wow, this sounds a little bit more noble, right? What if girls were out here actually waiting to have bedroom fun and waiting for marriage and that sort of stuff? Let me tell you something, gentlemen. These beliefs, right, are basically synonymous with the epiphany phase, right? Now I need to wait for marriage. You know what? I'm gonna hold off the bedroom fun until he's proven that he is truly committed to me. Right, all of these beliefs about how men should chase, and you know what, I'm not going to accept less commitment than I quote-unquote deserve, right? This crap really starts to come into play when girls go into their 30s, gentlemen. This is pretty much synonymous with the epiphany phase, okay, where girls, as they get older, they start to go, I want marriage first. No, marriage is on its way out, and you know what? The attention that you receive, is on its way out since you were in your early 20s, okay? That's why you'll notice a lot of the girls on these forums, gentlemen, are typically older, right? But let's continue onwards. In recent years, the website has expanded considerably, branching out into a host of Reddit threads, which includes the FDS handbook. We might cover this for some content on the show, by the way, guys. Absolute laugh. A collection of over 100 lengthy posts laying out their ideology, while the group's main thread has 206,000 members. While the female-only forum is framed as pro-women, it asks female users to tailor their personalities in a bid to attract the right sort of man, divvying up men into categories of high and low worth. Let's continue onwards, and we have a bunch of ridiculous articles here. Emma Sale, the CEO of S Positive Social Network, K-Word and Kittens, says that any site that rates humans as lesser to each other by using derogatory terms is never going to end well. She believes that by ridiculing men on the website, users could actually be worsening the misogyny by tapping into male insecurities. Yes, right. Rather than simply saying that it's bad, you've got to go out here and say that, you know what, it's bad because men are insecure, right? Like. It's laughable, right? How, you know, if you as a guy, you don't want to be out here and being treated, if you have an aversion to being treated like a wallet gentleman, you're insecure, right? So what, you get ripped off $200 in the past and you don't want it to happen again. You know what? You're just insecure. Okay, and yet this subreddit has 206,000 members, guys, and you know what? You shouldn't go out here dating with the concern of getting used for money. So what? You're rolling around in a Rolls Royce, guys. Women are going to treat you the same, and they're not going to try and manipulate you. Like, can we get a grip on reality here? Okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. Continuing on, we have some of the posts on the subreddit, guys. Okay, S words will be S words. Never move in with a boyfriend. Reminder, he is also responsible for blah, blah, blah. Do not refrain from running a background check, snooping on his phone, or showing up uninvited. Trust but verify which tactics have you used to check his credibility. Okay, so now we're rocking up to people's houses uninvited, apparently, which, you know, breaks the law, but I guess we're just going to... I don't even know what to say about that, man. I tell you what, I don't even like friends rocking up unannounced and stuff like that. Like, it's an invasion of privacy. Okay, especially some girl that you're seeing, right? This is not something where, oh, it's my house, so everybody can just rock up at any given time, right? People value their privacy. Often, you know, it'll differ from person to person, but there's a lot of guys out here there who, you know, if you rock up on their doorstep unannounced and they don't know who you are, that might be a serious issue for you. Okay, because not every guy is super kind to having strangers on their doorstep, nor should they be, really. Okay, people who own their own houses, guys, and, you know, people are just coming in and you should just rock up unannounced. That's actually some quite questionable advice, you know, just in general, right there, because a lot of guys don't have patience for that at all, nor should they have any. Here we've got Men Awhile, the mystifying logic of a pick-me, leaving the low-value men / no-value men for the pick-me ladies while they deserve each other. Netflix love hard move, typical storyline of low-value man chances, spoiler alert. Core beliefs include that most men are not of value to women, that a man's role is to be the pursuer, men must invest in you, blah, blah, blah. No one is too good for anyone else. There is no one out of your league or crap in bed. Different people have different chemistry, and there's someone for everyone at the end of the day. There is someone for everybody at the end of the day. Who is anyone to judge what determines a high value or low value man? Gentlemen, let's take a bit of a pause here, okay? Let's look here. There's someone for everybody at the end of the day. Okay, let me tell you something. A lot of guys are out here, they don't have relationships, they don't have somebody to care for them. A lot of guys out here are broken up in broken up families, and I've got to be very careful whenever I bring this up, guys. When I say that dudes are out here being brought up in broken families, please do not misinterpret me as saying that dudes who have grown up in those situations are lesser, okay? This is something where when dudes get shoved out of the household, when fathers get shoved out of the household, I don't find that very funny, guys, and I don't think that it benefits the kids. Okay, that's not me putting down the kids at all. But just continuing on here, guys, with the belief that, you know what, there's someone out there for everybody at the end of the day. Okay, what about all those guys who, you know, maybe they're a bit socially awkward, or maybe they don't look the best, maybe they're short, maybe they haven't found their path in life yet, you know, they haven't got their career on track yet. There's not a lot of people for those guys, right? There's not a lot of people for broke guys. There's not a lot of people for dudes who don't look good, okay? But we're still pushing this idea because it sounds good that there's somebody out there for everybody. You've just got to find your soulmate. dudes who buy into this soulmate crap, guys, and they do so for a long period of time before they realize the truth, those are the dudes who will become most frustrated by this stuff, because they will realize that they've been lied to for many years, and the crap that they've been fed is ineffective. Okay, you know what? This crap, like, there's someone out there for everybody. Single mothers aren't a giant red flag. You know, you should always treat a girl with respect. Which, by the way, guys, let's talk about that for a second. You should not treat anybody with respect who does not treat you with respect. The idea that respect, especially yours, is something that should be given freely is an absolute joke. But we're getting on a bit of a rant there. So let's continue on and kind of wrap up today's show, guys. And make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments to this kind of BS. So let's continue onwards. What users post on FDS? While there are posts addressing widespread issues, such as some that I can't mention, posts are usually shared using tags such as male depravity, pick-me culture, referencing women who are desperately seeking approval from men, or level up, meaning a post to helping you establish yourself as a high-value woman. Users often call out members of the R-Pill subreddits for their attitudes towards women, however, share posts with similar rhetoric towards men. For example, one post titled "Men Don't Have Bedroom Needs" claims that males only wish to have bedroom fun in order for bad things. Another recent post links to the FDS Strategy podcast, of which the latest subject is body shaming men for their own good. Interesting, very interesting. You know, one thing that girls constantly cite, guys, is like, why is it okay for dudes to go out here and do that, but it's not good for women? Okay, let's talk about that for a second. If you're a girl out here and you're posting videos like this, I'm going to pull it up for a second if I can find it. If you're someone out here and you're posting stuff like this on the internet and you're intending to find a dude who respects himself for one, or a guy that has any sort of, you know, boundaries and stuff like that, you're going to have a very hard time finding that man. Okay, because you don't, the thing is, you do not need to do this to attract a dude. You see what I'm saying? Especially a guy that respects himself. Like, you don't need to go out here doing this to attract a guy. If you are out here and you are doing this, it is for attention. And guys that you are going to attract, you know, they might not stick around, right? Especially the dudes that you're attracted to, if you have such a large need for attention. For dudes on the other side, guys, it is not easy for men to attract women. You have to have things, generally speaking, that are not easy / impossible to attain, whether that be good genetics, a lot of money, a combination of the two, boundaries of self, which are not encouraged in 2021 for dudes. All of these sorts of things, guys, which make the situation totally different between men and women, as outlined, by the way, in this girl's video. Okay, so don't even take it from me, guys. Like, the video that we watched at the very beginning outlines this exact same dynamic of what I'm talking about. But let's continue on with this post right here and continue onwards. High quality women and pick-me-issues. The FDS dating strategy, whatever, offers a handbook to first-time users of recommended reading, including a guide on how to become a high-value woman and spot a low-value man. The first step of the ideal dream girl is becoming an immovable mover, someone who makes men feel safe, is trustworthy and reliable because you know she is how she is. A high-quality woman takes care of her health and hygiene, but isn't crazy, and if she suffers from health issues and must manage them through therapy or medication. The site also categorizes females into those who are looking to appease men, pick-me-issues, and even those who, and even uses terms common to the manosphere like Becky to describe a woman who falls for a low-value man. High and low value in men. As for low value men, an entire page is dedicated for helping users spot personality disorders in potential dates while using the FDS strategy websites that states that P sizes are very much matters for enjoyable bedroom fun. Women are told that having children with a low value man will quite literally ruin your life. Blah, blah, blah. Men are generalized into 8 categories of the LVM to be avoided: the clinger, the parental seeker, the unavailable man, the man with the hidden life, the mentally ill man, the V-man, and the P-man. Alternatively, high-value man is a male who will financially and emotionally invest into a woman continually. He must be attractive to the woman, good with money, and constantly volunteer his time to help out his partner, because that's what it's all about, guys. Just basically trying to get your time and your attention. So, guys, with that being said, make sure you are careful with your time and attention. And as always, guys, that concludes the show. So make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments, gentlemen. And as always, make sure you take care of yourselves. And I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace.